Oh my God, Megan, are you serious? You're having your wedding at the Centennial Hotel? That place where all the celebrities stay? There's no way, I don't believe it. Hello to you too, Katrina. Looks like Mom went and spilled the beans to you, huh? Yeah, she told me, but I don't believe it for 1 second. And why is that, dare I ask? Well, I mean, think about it. There's no way someone with a lame office job like you could afford a wedding there. It costs like $50,000 just to get in the door. What? My husband and I are both contributing to the cost of the wedding. Honestly, compared to what my husband is spending, it hardly seems fair to say I'm contributing at all. Your husband? Oh. Yeah, right. Sure. I bet he's paying for 1 napkin. What's your deal, Katrina? Seriously. We talked it over and we're each contributing an amount proportional to what we make at our jobs. It really is that simple. And you picked the Centennial Hotel for the venue? Not only that, but you're booking the biggest room in the entire building. They had some global business summit in that room last year. My husband wants to be able to invite as many of his associates as possible, and given the numbers involved, that was the only room that was feasible for us. Oh yeah, cool story, Megan, but I'm not buying it for 1 second. I'm not selling anything, though. What makes you think I'm lying? Do you have to ask me? For crying out loud, Megan, you know exactly why I know you're lying. I can see right through your little game. You and I both know that you're jealous that my husband makes enough money to rent a high-rise apartment downtown. You're only planning this insane wedding because you're going to try and make me pay for it. Wait, what? I don't need a single penny from you. My husband and I can pay the full cost of the wedding we planned with no problem whatsoever. Do you really think I believe that? It is really, really bizarre that you think we're so hard up for money, but rest assured, we're not. We're doing just fine for ourselves, Katrina. Okay, you're really committed to this story, but let me make one thing clear. My husband is sitting next to me, and he wants me to tell you something. We will never, ever loan you any money for the wedding or anything else, so don't bother asking. Get it? So save yourselves and us a lot of shame and just give up already. You are something else, Megan. Yeah, I know. Like, that's exactly why I'm making this so clear to you. I'm not like you. I'm not some poor loser who has to beg for their sister's rich husband for money to pay for their own wedding. I don't really care if you believe me or not. We're not going to ask you for anything, so just leave me and my husband alone. Goodbye. You know, I really have to hand it to you, Megan. You are really committed to this. You were actually willing to go up to your eyeballs in debt just to impress me with an extravagant wedding well beyond your means. Who said anything about debt? I mean, look at this place. It's gorgeous. Poor losers like you and your husband couldn't even afford to rent this place for 1 second. You definitely took out a loan for this. This conversation again, I thought I made it very clear the last time we talked about this. We are not poor. We did not take out a loan for this wedding. We paid in cash. We have enough money at our disposal to pay for this wedding without having any long-term impact on our finances. Nah, you're lying. Everything I know about you says you could never afford a wedding like this. So, what, did you put up as collateral for the loan? Your kidneys? Once again, we did not take out a loan. And just for the record, if you even think about saying anything stupid about us being poor or taking on debt for this wedding, sister or not, I'm gonna have words with you. Oh, don't worry about me, sister dearest. I won't do any such thing. Good. I'll be keeping my eyes on you, though. I won't have the opportunity to talk to any of your guests because I'm not going. What? You're just gonna divorce him in 2 months anyway, once you get tired of being married to a deadbeat loser like him. So me coming to your wedding would just be a massive waste of my time. My God in heaven, Katrina, we're not poor. You know what? I don't have time to deal with you right now. I suppose this means that I can mark both you and your husband as not attending, right? Yep. My husband doesn't want to waste his time either. Just last night he said, what's the point of even going further in debt to hide the fact that you're broke? It's so humiliating being related to someone like you. Uh-huh. So yeah, I'll mark you both as not attending then. I'll have to call the caterer to cancel your meals. Uh-oh, 2 meals? Oh, that must be like 2 months' salary for you two. Well, while you two are enjoying the last decent food you'll ever eat, my husband and I are gonna invite a bunch of his friends over to our high-rise apartment and have a real party. To think that you're too poor to experience high society like this, I almost feel bad for you. Oh, and one more thing. We'll be sending a formal written notification in the near future, but my husband has a message for you. Your husband? What does he want with me? Is he gonna send me a sternly worded letter begging me to stop making fun of him for being a complete loser? You're living in room 905, right? You're 3 months behind on rent? Huh? As per the rental agreement, if a leasee becomes 4 months or more behind on rent, the lessor has the right to unilaterally terminate the lease, which is exactly what we're planning to do. So I recommend you pay your rent as quickly as possible. Wait, what? Hey, Megan, are you there? Your husband's name, it's Terrence, right? When I looked on the lease agreement just now, it says that the owner of our building's name is Terrence. They even have the same last name. Is your husband the owner of our apartment building? Or is it just some crazy coincidence and the guy just has the same first and last name? I thought your husband worked odd jobs. There's no way he has enough money to own an entire apartment building, right? Megan, I know you're there. Answer me. You know, somehow I knew that you'd end up storming into our reception dinner. What do you expect me to do? We're about to get kicked out of our sweet apartment. Just calm down, would you? It's not like we're gonna boot you out the door today or anything. You are terrible, Megan. Really, just the worst. You waited until the last second to drop that bomb on me just to make me come to your stupid wedding. You should be grateful that I went to the trouble of getting a rental dress for you so you didn't have to wear your pajamas for the whole dinner. This is the worst. Now everyone thinks that I'm some poor loser like you are, or, well, that I thought you were. I've never been so humiliated in my life. Katrina, I think you probably didn't notice, but the CEO of the company you work for is here with his wife. What? He was here? Seriously? Yep, he and Terrence were classmates in college. He was aware that my sister worked for his company and was looking forward to meeting you. So imagine his surprise when he got here and saw that your seat was empty. Terrence was worried that it might have some negative repercussions on your career aspirations if you weren't here, so he decided he would drop the fact that you were 3 months late on rent in order to get you to come to the venue, and lo and behold, it worked like a charm. Why didn't he just tell us normally, through the mail or something? Why wait until today? How to put this? Let's just say it was a little bit of revenge for treating me and my husband like we're destitute when you and your husband are the ones 3 months behind on rent. You little... The truth is that Terrence really was dirt poor when he was young. His family went through some super hard times, but he didn't let that hold him back. He worked harder than anyone else in his class, all the way from grade school to university. And that hard work and dedication is what led to the lifestyle he has today. And all his experiences of struggling during his younger years make this wedding all the more enjoyable for him. You should have seen him. He was grinning from ear to ear the whole time with pride at what he'd accomplished. And it was also what ticked him off so much about the way you'd been talking about him since we started dating. Oh. For real, Katrina, what's your problem? What made you think he just worked odd jobs? Sure, I've never come out and explicitly stated this is what he does for a living, but still. You didn't even realize that he was the owner of your apartment building? Mind explaining that one to me? Well, I see him cleaning the entrance to the apartment building from time to time. Sweeping, mopping, that sort of thing. So I don't know, I figured he just worked at the cleaning company that the apartment manager contracted with. And then I'd see him at the nearby convenience store in the middle of the day, too. He was always wearing super casual clothes, like sweatpants, sandals, hoodies. What was I supposed to think? He takes pride in his work, Katrina, something you obviously aren't familiar with. It's his building. He wants to make sure all the public spaces are spick and span. And as for going to the convenience store, it's not like he's attending a state dinner or anything. What's wrong with wearing casual clothes out on the town? Hey, don't tell me. The owner's room on the top floor. Is that his apartment? Is that where you're gonna live from now on? Yep. Seriously? I don't believe this. You really didn't know? How was I supposed to know? Didn't you see the return address on the wedding invitations we sent out? No one looks at the return address. I suppose we do have an exclusive elevator, so it's pretty likely that we wouldn't meet when coming and going. And since we work different hours, we'd obviously never meet on the way out the door in the morning or in the evening. But still, really? Kinda insane that you never noticed. It's not fair. It's not fair! Why do you get the sweet life? I quit my job! What? Why? Because it sucked, that's why. Ever since I found out that the CEO is friends with my brother-in-law, it felt like I was being watched all day. It felt super creepy, and I just started hating it there. Is that really why you quit? Well, that and the fact that my husband makes a ton of money. We can survive on just one income, so I thought I'd try my hand at doing the whole homemaker thing for a while. Ah, I see. I submitted my resignation yesterday, and once I use up all of my days of paid leave, I'm officially done for good. Being a housewife is going to be so much fun. I think I might call a door-to-door nail artist to give me a manicure. If you've got money to get your nails done, how's about you pay your rent? You know, the rent that you're 3 months late on? Oh, that? That's not my responsibility. Talk to my husband about the rent. He's the one whose name is on the lease, so... I think he just made a mistake when he filled out the automatic payment thingy with the bank. I bet that'll get taken care of in no time. Yeah? Well, for your sake, I hope you're right. My husband got fired! Uh-oh. Yeah, it all happened like 6 months ago. Did you hear why he got fired? Yeah, apparently he made a mistake that cost the company a contract worth millions of dollars. And the company was apparently making a huge bet on getting that contract, so a bunch of investment went completely to waste. I guess it wasn't the kind of goof that can be punished with just a transfer or docking his pay. And that's the reason why we haven't been paying the rent for the last few months. When I checked our bank account balance, it was practically empty. All our savings are gone. Oh, so that's what happened. Well, that makes our decision on what to do next much easier. We'll begin the process of terminating your lease immediately. Oh no! You'll receive a formal notice in the mail within the next few days. Also, as per the terms of the contract, the 3 months' rent you owe will be billed to your co-signer in the event you're unable to pay. So I suggest you contact them as soon as possible to let them know. No! You can't do that! Why do you think I texted you just now? I need your help, Megan! Sorry, Katrina. But this isn't personal, it's just business. Sister or not, as the owners of the apartment building, we have no choice but to take actions that are in the financial interest of the business. Please! We can't have the word getting out to our other tenants and potential new ones that we're lenient on late rent payments, so no. You won't be getting any special treatment. Terrence personally told me that. He did? This is the worst. My high-rise apartment, it's gone. Now I'm gonna have to live somewhere poor people live, like a regular apartment. Seeing as you're both unemployed now, even that might be a bit too optimistic. But my husband is working really hard to find a new job, and he's even doing some short-term jobs here and there for some extra cash. So, your husband is broke and working odd jobs, eh? Hey, just what is that supposed to mean? Oh, nothing, Katrina. Nothing at all. You're just a... Oh, why is this happening to me? Soon afterward, Katrina went groveling to the company she had just resigned from and begged them to take her back. However, she never was an employee in good standing, so they promptly turned her down. Her husband did get some money in severance from the company that fired him, but that was all used up already, and her final paycheck from her company was garnished to pay their late rent. Terrence worked swiftly to have them evicted from the apartment. As for where the newly homeless and newly unemployed couple moved to next, it seems that they moved into the employee housing for a company they were referred to by their co-signers, her husband's parents. The day they were evicted, a black-paneled van was waiting for them out in front of the building. They were encouraged to get on by several large men that got out of the van, and the van swiftly drove off toward the outskirts of town. My understanding is this company has a very successful employee training program, so hopefully the two of them will be whipped back into shape while they slowly chip away at the debt they now owe.